Alright, it's me, David, from David Barnicle and the Mystery Force, doing my first little vlog for you, just to give you some insight and a bit of news into the project that I'm doing at the moment, which is, of course, I'm releasing my first record. It's an EP called Human Sacrifice. So we're going to have a launch night on December the 2nd in 24 Kitchen Street, barring any medical mishaps. I'll get to that shortly. So yeah, I just wanted to say, in this manner, as opposed to like a blog, a little bit about, what the project is about, the inspiration behind it, and where we're up to at the moment. So yeah, Human Sacrifice it's called. So I've chose to do something conceptual. I think I always used to like the idea, when Pink Floyd sort of started getting conceptual, like with The Wall and doing film and all the other related bits of media and artwork that were involved in it. I really like the idea of, a sort of central theme that all the songs can be about, with, other avenues of artwork and media attached to it, which are all supporting it and all tying into the concept, basically. So Human Sacrifice, the inspiration, it's actually a song which is about 12 years old, to be honest. It's the oldest song out of all of them on the record. And the inspiration behind that, at the time I'd been heavily into, for a long time, a book which I just stumbled on by chance. And my granddad's actually got given a load of books from someone who'd passed away and left a load of books, and there was this book, The Mayan Prophecies. So at the time, I was all sort of curious about that kind of stuff. There's nothing particularly prophetic about it, to be honest, but I think it's just what publishers use, to tap into a certain demographic. But it was about a fella who decoded a lot of the messages and in the architecture and the symbols that the Mayans used to use, which, his case was that they all fleshed out the cycles of the sun, how the sun worked over like really long periods of time, like 25,000 year cycles, and how that sort of impacts on us. So like, that's why, a lot of the tunes and a lot of the content is about the sun, Twin Star, and, Renaissance is heavily about the sun. And then, of course, one of the later civilizations, the Aztecs, which came after the Mayans, they used to indulge in human sacrifice, which was sacrificing people basically to feed the sun, because they seen it as, the giver of all life, and the one and only behind everything, and they believed that, sacrificing people was what the sun wanted to carry on. It's something I particularly believe in, but I used to, all that kind of stuff used to fascinate me, and I've just used all the things that I picked up and all the things that I'm interested in relating to the mind stuff and all other kinds of stuff, as an artistic way of maybe getting into a more contemporary theme or message, which is, I like the idea of people realizing their potential and, being able to uncover the good things about themselves and express themselves to the full. And if they're not doing that, then, I see that as a waste. So, human sacrifice is about waste, basically, and about trying to harness the potential in everyone and make the most of everything. That's loosely, what it's all about. As I say, it's dressed up in all kinds of, Mayan symbology, and I like the ideas and the themes and the artwork that comes from all that, to be able to express it. And it's really good to get into for something, creative and artistic, and you can go to town with it. And that's why I think it's a good starting point to have other, forms of art and media tapping into that and fleshing all that out. So that's what it's about. That's where it's all come from. And where we're up to at the moment is we've got all the tunes recorded. That was done quite a while ago now, with the band. The band have been brilliant. The lads who got involved and learnt the tunes. So we've got Brian Dorr on bass. We've got Dominic Allen from the T Street Band, one of my long-time mates. He's the drummer on the record. Apart from one track, which a lad called Jake Lipiech done drums on. That's actually Human Sacrifice. And my good mate Andy Miller done synth. So the band been brilliant, and the record and the takes and the record was done just amazingly. Far better than I could have hoped, or everything that I could have hoped for, really. But once that's in the bag, once the recordings are in the bag, viewers might know it takes a while to get it from that stage to actually onto CDs or onto something listenable online. So we're very, very near the end of that process at the moment. So it was recorded and mixed over in Pure Joy Studios with Matt Freeman, who's in the band Pure Joy, with my other mate Lee Pennington, who put me on to Matt. And it's being mastered at the moment. The very, very last tweaks of the mastering is happening now. A fella called Russell Cottier is doing that. And the reason why I got Russell involved, I didn't know him beforehand or wasn't familiar with, any of his work really, but I just seen one night a post that he put on Facebook. It was just sort of mutual muso Facebook buddies, in the music world, some kind of tenuous link there, and I just seen him put a post on which was like a really passionate, not a rant, but you could see it was somebody who wanted records to be made properly and for certain things to be done professionally, so that records were done proper. And it was like, why don't people pay more attention to doing this kind of thing? Some of the talk and terminology is a bit too technical for me, but what really came across was the passion. So I thought, well, I want someone with that approach to make my record. So Russell's doing it at the moment. It's very, very nearly there, and then after that we've got getting that and all the artwork and stuff like that sent off to the company who'll print them all onto CDs and make the final product and make it all ready for the release. So you can still buy CDs from your website, pre-order them. You're going to be able to buy them after it's released, obviously, and you'll be able to download it digitally. You'll be able to pick them up at gigs that we play, obviously the main one being the launch on December the 2nd in 24 Kitchen Street. And like I say, barring any mishaps, that's all going to go to plan. However, last week or so, some of you might know, being in and out of hospital unexpectedly. A few little kidney stones are doing their best to interrupt the flow and give me cause to maybe have to rethink some of this. I'm really, really hoping that I don't have to postpone it, but there is a chance of that once I've had scans and seen what the score is with these and whether they need to have operations and stuff like that. Hopefully not. So at the moment I'm just munching my way through loads of tablets and practicing as normal, and hopefully all will be okay. Touch wood. That was a bit of wood that I just touched there. So yeah, this is my first vlog. I think it's gone okay. Bit of